Hey everybody, this is the very first Watercolor Wednesday. And if you watched my video yesterday, or maybe the day before yesterday, it came out a day late, and it was the Makeover Monday. The one that I don't have figured out yet is for Tuesday, which is a good thing because I didn't do a video for Tuesday anyway. The Makeover Monday came out on Tuesday. I know you're already confused, right? I am so sorry. But I am starting a new thing on my channel, and that's where every day during the week there is something that is going to be the same way every week. Monday is going to be Makeover Monday. Tuesday, I'm not sure yet. I asked y'all for suggestions. I haven't got any yet. Wednesday is going to be Watercolor Wednesday. Thursday, of course, is always going to be Thursday Thrift. And Friday, I think it's going to be Freebie Friday. And that way I can do resin, I can do mix to mold, I can do anything that I want to do that I'm not doing the rest of the time. But of course, if you know me, then you know just because it may be Watercolor Wednesday doesn't mean that we won't do something else. And the same thing for Monday or Tuesday. Or I'm spontaneous. So if something just pops in my head, we'll end up doing it. But at least this way I have some kind of focus, and we'll do that along with other things too. And let me clarify, being unfocused at times does not mean that I am unorganized. Unorganization drives me bonkers. I have to be organized. What I am not is a planner. I do not plan my crafts out. I'm very spontaneous when it comes to my art. Now, there's other aspects of my life that I am most definitely a planner on. But art is a creativity. It is a way of me letting go and just enjoying and having fun. And so, no, I'm very spontaneous when it comes to anything that I do in the creative aspects of things. So let me just clarify that. Okay, my hand is already aching from holding the camera up, so I'm going to flip it around. But I wanted to come on and say hi. I'm going to flip it around and get it on the stand. I am trying to stick to my low-carb diet. This time I'm taking collagen. Last time I did not do that. This time I am taking collagen. Well, I'll let you know if that makes a difference or not. It is helping me with my cravings, but I did get a craving tonight. I really wanted something sweet. And I knew if I didn't do something that I would end up cheating. So I made keto peanut butter cookies. Oh, let me tell you, the first batch was so dry. Oh, they were dry. And of course, I don't throw anything away. So I put it in a bag. I didn't want to waste it. I put it in a bag, and Dan will use it for crumbles for his ice cream, because he eats Carb Smart ice cream, Breyers, and that would make a perfect crumble for the ice cream. So it's okay. But then I added an egg white that I beat to a stiff peak, and I put that in with the powder I already had, and it was perfect. And so I was able to eat a couple of the keto peanut butter cookies. And when I make them, I use coconut flour. I do not use almond flour. I use coconut flour and no sugar peanut butter. And then I use Allios with monk fruit as my sweetener. And then eggs and vanilla. And baking soda, and that is it. And they're really not hard to make at all. But the egg white makes a world of difference if you beat the egg white to stiff peak versus just eggs. It gives it, it makes it hold together better, and it's definitely not as dry. So that's another little tip. Okay? That had nothing to do with watercolor. Okay. We're going to play today. We are not going to do anything. I am still learning right along with y'all. And you know, Hippie Crafter sent me some free stuff, and I chose the watercolor because I wanted to try it, and I have been in love with it since then. And my watercolor supply has increased tenfold since that beginning. But I've not used all of what I have. And so I thought for the very first Watercolor Wednesday that we would use some of the bigger brushes and some of the square brushes and some of the dagger or sword and some of the really big ones to see exactly what they do. And try to figure out how to maneuver those brushes. Not manure, by the way, maneuver. There is a difference. And we may even try these whoppers brushes. We're just going to have fun tonight. We're going to have fun. We're going to let it roll. I don't know how long it's going to be. I'm not worried about it. We are going to use... We're going to use a lot of different ones. I'm going back to the Hippie Crafter. I love Hippie Crafter watercolors. I absolutely have to say this. I didn't have to absolutely, but I really want to say this. When it comes to watercolors, y'all, I have found... Now, I bought this set, and to me that was expensive. $58 for a set of anything is expensive in my book. And I'm taking this thing off. This is bothering me. I don't like it. I don't use those palettes. I use these anyway to mix my colors. So I'm going to just take those off. But let me finish what I was going to say. When it comes to watercolors, the Hippie Crafter has great pigment color. It's also very creamy and it stays wet really well. The same thing with the Winsor Newton, more expensive set. But if you're going to buy either or, I'd tell you to go with Hippie Crafter because I really cannot tell the difference between the two. That's $39.99, but you get a 10% discount if you go through my affiliate link. And no, I'm not pushing it. I'm just explaining the difference. This is just as good, in my opinion, as this right here. And I've been using both sets, as you can very well tell. Now, I have this set right here, which if you're just starting and you don't want to put a whole lot of money in it, this is a set I'd tell you to get right off the bat, because it has everything that you need to start watercoloring. And I love the case. It's a metal case. I absolutely love the case. I like the fact that it comes with a water pen, and which, by the way, I love these. I want to buy more of those. And I did not know. Mary is the one that told me these twist in the opposite direction, y'all. Opposite direction. It also comes with a sponge, which I don't ever use. I don't know why, but I don't ever use them. But the colors are vibrant. It also comes with the pearlescent. It also comes with the neon fluorescent. This is a perfect starter paint, watercolor paint set, in my opinion, because it's only $15, and it also came with watercolor paper. And I find nothing wrong with this. It also came with a paintbrush, which I don't know where that's at now. I have no idea. But I wanted to try, not these, because I've used them all and you've seen them. But I did want to try all of these. And I am going to set these all out. And I am going to spray them all down because I'm going to use all of them. The only difference with these is they do not stay wet as long. It takes more water to activate them. Now I've got a mister coming, a water mister. I need to clarify that too, I guess. I've got a water mister coming from Amazon. I ordered it a long time ago. It's taken this long to get here. It's a flower mister. It's one of those that you mix flowers with. It will not be as heavy of a mist as that spray bottle, and I think that will be perfect. I'm also going to be using my watercolor pencils. Hippie Crafter, if you're looking for watercolor pencils, I would recommend this set. I have looked, I have watched people do watercolor pencils with a lot more costly sets. I don't see the difference. I really don't. And I will show you some of the different ways of this too tonight. We're going to just go through a little bit of all of it. It's basically just going to be playing, seeing what each of one of them do. And I know I did this a little bit when I first started, but I know a little bit more now. And so I want to go a little bit more in depth with it. I know some of you are just starting out, and thank you. Thank you for following my lead. Some of you have fallen in love with watercolor. And my hope is that if you've never tried it, at least try it once. Because I think a lot of people have not ever tried watercolor because they're afraid they can't do it. And I can tell you right now, you can. You most definitely can do it. If you don't allow the fear of not being able to do it stopping you, just jump in with both your feet. All it costs you is $15 to buy this set from Amazon. And no, I'm not affiliated. I make no money off of this at all. I'm just doing this because I really, really do care about each and every one of you. This is the reason why I do this. I buy this stuff and I pay for it. Now, the Hippie Crafter sent me the watercolor sets and these, and I feel so blessed. But I paid for this one, and I paid for that one, and I paid for all the paper. You know, I pay for 99.9% of all the products that I use. There is maybe a one, not even a full 1% of people who send me products to review. Now, I did just get a notification from a company that has Woomers. Yes, that's right, Woomers, Woomers, watercolors, asking if they could send me their set. It is, again, a cheaper set. It sells for $16 on Amazon. I'm probably going to tell them no, because it is about the same as this right here, but it's a couple dollars more, and I know this is good, so I don't want them wasting their time sending me their product when I'm going to say, you know, this is a couple of dollars cheaper, go with this one instead of the $16.99 one. I have not made my mind up totally, but that is where I'm heading so far. Okay, let's just jump in. Let's just jump in. And the reason why I got the hot press paper, if you remember, if you watched my video, you will have remembered where I could not stand this paper. I did not like the way it worked at all. Of course, I was trying to use watercolor, and I was using a lot of water. But I want to give it a second chance. And I want to do it with the watercolor pencils. Now, I still have not been able to find my wait a minute. No, it's not there. I still could not find my pencil sharpener. My little thing that's over there that had my safety pins and my pencil sharpener. I still have not been able to find it, and I'm afraid Dan came over here and got the trash, and I'm so afraid that he bumped it when he was getting it out, and it just fell right in there, and he didn't know any better, so you know it's gone. Which they're not that expensive, but I really would like one right now, but I don't have one, so we will just use the colors that I can use, and we'll just start with this color because this is a really pretty color. And this is Sky Blue Light. And I'm going to go on the side. And I am putting some pressure. Okay. And then I'm going to do straight up with little pressure right next to it. And I'm not putting as much pressure as you can tell, but it's the same pencil. Okay. The next one is Rose Medium. I like rose. I think it's a pretty color. Okay, I'm going on the side here. I want to see about the lines. Okay, and then I'm going to go lighter over here. I'm wondering if maybe I could get rid of the lines easier on this paper because it's smooth and there's no texture. That's what I'm wondering. Okay, and then the next one is Fiesta. It's actually a pretty color right here. And I'm not much of an orange person, but this is more orangish yellow, I think. And once again, I'm on the side, and I am putting a little bit of pressure. And then I'm going to do it light, and I'm holding it up to the point at a slant. But I want to see if, and I'm only going to be doing this a couple of times. This is burnt umber, and this really needs to be sharpened, but let's see if I can get, and this is so dark I really don't have to put much pressure on here, but I'm putting pressure on here, so I want to see how deep of a color you get. Okay, and then I'm doing it light at the tip, sort of angled, but okay, let's go with the red. Because I'm telling you, with these watercolor pencils, you can do it and then just take a brush and activate the color. Okay. And then let's try the purple. And you do get a different texture, and you also get a different color if you hold it on the side versus lightly holding it at the point at a slant, as you can tell. Okay, let's try this, and we're just going to use a smaller, well, let's go with this brush. It's not a small brush, but it is not and so now this is wet and dry because the paper was dry. And that is really, really light right there. Wow. Okay, let's go here. And I brought some of that over here, but okay. I'm trying to get some of the water off. And the lines do come off. And it's because this is a smooth paper. So, this is going to be really, really dark because it's a dark color. Yep, I brought some of that over. Okay. And it does make a difference with these. I wonder why. Because you can't get the lines out. And you most definitely can get the lines out here. Oh, see. So this paper may be better for this. For the watercolor crayons. Because I really like the texture of the color on this. And I like the fact that you see lines before you add the water, and then poof, the lines just sort of disappear. And all you have is color. And then yes, I'm going to do this. I just want to see if I can do this. Since it's all dried out, let's see what more water does to this paper. Yeah, once it dries, you really cannot get that blended look because it just disappears. Yeah, there's no way of getting a blended look once it dries. But now we know. Okay, and this is what I'm going to show you too. And we're going to just use the same. Right now we're working with the okay. This is Oh, yeah, it's that color. I have a problem saying that. Oh. Oh. Okay. Yeah, I got excited. Oh, yes. Oh, see, that's cool. Hmm. Yeah, I'm trying with the brush, but okay. Let's change brushes for a minute. Hmm. Oh, that's wild because the circles sort of disappear. Hmm. Yeah, I see people do this, and I don't see how they do it. Okay. So once again, I'm going to get some color. Oh yeah, that's straight from the pencil. And I want darker. Where I want to do I'm not doing anything as far as any kind of direction with this except for trying to see how putting more on here with darker. Huh. Now that, I don't know if I like. It's starting to look a little, oh, you can still get it off of there though. Okay. Well, I've got this little brush. We're going to just go in here. I don't know what color this is, but I want to see what this brush will do while I've got it in my hand. Okay, you can do really fine lines with that. Very little water. Let me get more water on here. Okay. Okay, not as fine, but you can get Okay, can you get leaves? Push all the way down, come up. No. Push all the way down, come up. Well, you can, but you've got I didn't think I had that much water on here. Wait a minute. Okay, that's the key to this paper. Okay, that's the difference. Let me go in with this color and not put any more water on my brush right now. I'm just going to put a little bit. Okay, I really can't see. Let me put it. I really don't see how. Okay. Here we go. Nope. Look at that. What is that supposed to be? Okay, no. See, now that's weird. That way it works. No, it's not working that way now. Why? Yeah, I'm not real. Okay. I don't know. We're going back to this brush. I just want to see. I don't know what you would use that for either. That's wild. It's almost like there's a mask there keeping it from picking up the paint. Oh, that's wild. Okay, let's see if we can do a fine line. And do okay, that's how you would do this. You would just go okay. I'm still not real fond of either one of those. Okay. We're going to go with this one. This is a Lonely Finger art brush. I don't know. A number 2. Let's pick up some green. Then I'm going to go back over this to save paper. Just to, okay. I can tell you already, I like this brush a lot better. I have more freedom with it. How do you do that? Push it all the way down, pull it up. Push it all the way down, pull it up. Push it all the way down, pull it up. Okay. Push it all the way down, pull it up. Push it all the way down, pull it up. Okay, here we go. Push it all the way down, pull it up. Oh, this is cool. Okay. Okay, see, we're learning. Push it all the way down, pull it up. Push it all the way down, pull it up. Push it all the way down and pull it up. Oh, this is sweet. Ah, yeah. Now see, that's the kind of stuff you want to see right there. This, but that's how we all learn. Okay, and so I'm going to make a little viney thing. I'm going to pull some more paint. Push down, but not all the way. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Let's make bigger ones and then. Now why didn't it do that? Why didn't it work that time? What am I doing wrong? I didn't push it all the way down. That's what I'm doing wrong. Okay. Push it all the way down, pull up. Push it all the way down, pull up. All the way down, pull up. All the way down, pull up. Okay. Yes, I talk to myself when I do that so I can remember. Okay, this is looking better. I like this brush. A number 2 Lonely Finger. I have no idea where that came from, but that's what that is. A number 2 Lonely Finger. I'm going to put this over here so I know this is one that I prefer. Okay, let's go on to another brush. We have this big one right here. And you want to make sure that you're getting the water in all the bristles too. Make sure that your brush is soaked all the way through and not just on the outside, because that will make a difference. Okay, let me go ahead and use this paint that's already on here. And since we're just practicing, I'm trying to get the fine tip. I want to see if I can, oh, and I can. I can get a pretty fine line. Or if I go down, then I can get and Let's see what we can get. I don't know why you would ever do that, but I don't know. That might make some cool little clouds, actually. I don't know. Let's do the side. Well, let's get more. That's what the side looks like. I don't know. That's sort of let's do a wash and see. Okay, that does a good wash. See if we can. Okay, and we can pull it even with this. Okay, let's do a dry brush with this. I'm gonna get the paint on here, and then I'm gonna dab it off. Okay, that is what a dry brush would look like, which I can see that coming in handy right there. That I could see coming in handy. Let's see. Yeah, this is going to be muddy, and that's okay. I'm just trying to use up all this just to see what you can do with this brush. I want to see. I'm just playing. I can see where that could be a playful brush. One if you wanted to sort of just play. Maybe do, you know, a page with just a lot of different colors and no real design, and you wanted some different textures. Okay, enough with that one. Let's go on to the next one. But you see that, I don't know if you can see, but I am really soaking it down, and then I'm going to, I want it back to the point. Oh, this is a little bitty one. Oh, this is the one that came with the $15 set, y'all. So let's see what this does. Now this is hot press paper, which I sort of like it now. I know not to use a lot of water. Okay, you can get a fine line, that one, most definitely. Both ways. a fine line. Okay, I'm switching over to the Hippie Crafter paint. Yeah. Let me show you. If I can. Wait a minute. Let me see if I can get it out. I hope this is water. Nope, that was alcohol. Shoo! Okay, that was not that was not water. I don't know if it's gonna work now. Yeah, it's not working as well because I put that alcohol on there. It's a pretty color though. Let's see. Yep. Okay. This is workable with that set. Okay, let's go. Let's go with this big square one. This is the Fooey Mooey. I don't know. I'm not saying that right. They're the ones that's got that really pointed brush, and I'm making sure that the whole thing is really saturated. And then I'm going to come in here. Let's do more blue because I like blue. Okay, let's just come across here and see. Oh, wow, that's a good coverage. Oh, that's a good coverage right there. Okay. I wonder what. That's awfully watery. But let me see. If I was trying to get clouds. Okay, sort of like. Yeah, I sort of like this one. As big as it is, you still feel like you've got control. Yeah, I just wanted some different color. This is when you use a lot of different brushes too. I know people use the same brush. Okay. You can't get the white on this paper as easily if you wait too long. Oop. Yeah, and I'm just going to do this so we can use this for something else. Yeah, we're going to just reuse this paper. Maybe not. Maybe one more time at the bottom. I know I'm not keeping this one. This is just a practice. Okay, but I do like the square one. Not as much as I thought I would like it, though. Okay, let's try this one. Nope. And not. See, that's when I did not get all of soaked all the way through. I could feel it as I hit the paint. Okay, let's see what this one does. This one makes the leaves, the stems. Very easily. Nope, that didn't work. Okay, it's the amount of water that you have in there. Okay, that's exactly what it is, y'all. If it has enough water, it will make a leaf when you go all the way down. Every time. Okay. If it does not have enough water, let me do it again. Let me get it dry. And I do that. See, it does not do the same thing because there's not, which doesn't mean that's a bad thing, but you're not getting, look how that is when it's dry. Look at, this is just paint. See how it does? But you could use that. That's when there is water. And that's when there's more water. You see the difference? Oh, yeah. Okay. Make sure you have plenty of water when you're using the dagger sword brush. That brush right there. Yes, I know it looks like a kindergartner has just played on that. That's okay. That's how you learn. Okay. We're going to flip this over because I don't want to waste my paper. And let's go with brown. I don't know what this one is. Let me see what this says. Oh, that's another one of those Fumuis. This is a round brush, size 12. Okay, that's straight. I could see where that. Okay, I could see where that would be beneficial. Oh, yeah. Oh, wow. I don't have enough water. How did I do that there? How did I get that edge? There we go. I love that right there. I got the hiccups, y'all. picked up more color. Okay. See what the back and forth. Oh, the back and forth. Yeah, I'm going back and forth. Oh. Okay, this is almost dry right here, and I'm going up and down, up and down. Yes, I'm just playing. Okay, I really do like this paintbrush too. And that's the number 12 with the Fooey Mooey. I don't know how you pronounce that. Okay, let's see this one. Oh, this is another Fooey Mooey. This is a 6. Oh, I just heard an owl. I don't think I like this one as much as, let me try the dry brush. Let me, okay. That dry brush technique I like a lot. Yeah. Okay. I do really like these Fumuis. I don't know how to pronounce them. F-U-U-M-U-U-I. I want to make sure I don't get... Yeah, F-U-U-M-U-U-I. This is a number 6, and I do like those brushes. This is a Lonely Finger. This is another Lonely Finger. Let's go with... Very fine line, which I sort of like. I'm just playing right now too, so really, really dark. That does not need to be really, really dark. Let's see if I can pull it down. And yes, I can. Okay, I'm going to say I like this one too. And that's another one of the Lonely Finger brushes. Oh, this is another Fumui. This is a size 12. Did I not have a size 12 already? Do I have 2 of those? Yes, but different. Oh, they look totally different. Okay, that's weird. Different. Different handle. Let me try. Oh, wow. Okay. I love the way that that does that when it hits water. I think it's so cool when paint hits water like that. See, I think that's just really, really cool. Some other colors in here. See, this is what I like to do. I love to play. And then I'm going to, then I'm going to do this. And I think I showed this to you once before. But we're going to do it again. Just to see. Because I don't want to move it around too much. Because I want it to dry. I'm going to pick up some of this color. Because I don't like the color. But I like that color. So I don't want to pick up. I picked up too much of it. And don't do what I just did. I left it sitting in the water. That's a big no-no, y'all, for these brushes. I'm getting more yellow, more brighter colors. On a purple. I want a brighter purple though. So I'm going to go over here to the $15 set paints. Oh yeah, see, that's the purple I wanted. There's a hair I'm trying to get. water stands on this paper a lot more than the cold press. And so this is going to be totally different if you use this in cold press, y'all. I want you to know that. This is hot press and it's smooth. And so your paints are not going to that purple is a little bit deep. This is the Hippie Crafter one. Now, maybe it's this purple I'm wanting. Yeah, that's the purple I'm wanting. Yeah, I'm just trying the brush out, y'all, to see what kind of effect I can get by twirling and twisting. So far, I don't like any of that. Okay. So I liked all the other, but I do not like that one. Okay. And here's another dagger. Oh, this is a different brand of the Fumui tube. So I'm assuming that one came from Temu and one came from Amazon. I'm going to almost bet this one came from Temu. I do not want... See, I noticed that brush sticking out, and make sure you reshape your brushes, y'all. I like the black handled ones a lot better than... This is another lonely, and I'm not going to do that because I know that I like the lonely finger brushes. I do not know. I'm going to assume I got those off of Amazon. Okay, let's try some of these colors because we've not tried any of these. And of course, all these are already dry, but they activate well. Yeah, I really like these brushes. I actually like the fact that it's got the double line, which it's got the double line because the tip. And see, I solved that problem. Now this brush is great. I need more paint and more water. That is these brushes are great for making leaves. I think bigger leaves. Let me try to make a small leaf. Let me try to get down and then up. No. Okay, you see what it does sideways. I can't get a little leaf though. No, I still can't get a little leaf. Let me try it with a lot of water. Nope. Okay. Okay, I think we're done with this paper. And I think we've gone through pretty much all the brushes. I don't understand why I didn't have one that I could do the round edges with. That's the hot press. Okay, we don't want that anymore. we're going to use, this is semi good watercolor. I'm going to show you the difference real quick with cold press versus hot press. I'm just doing a couple of them just so you can see, because I don't know how long we've been doing this. That's a pretty color. Okay, that's good enough for the pencils. That way you can at least tell. And I'm just going to use the square. And see, it's harder to get the lines out of there because you've got grooves in this paper. And so you can still see the lines there. That really shows it because you've got texture on the paper. And I can see them in all of them. You probably can't see them as much except in the darker ones, but the lines never, you get more of a texture with watercolor pencils and cold press. Okay. Ooh, that's sort of a pretty color right there. And we're going to use this one. Let's go with some blue, and let's just see what their blue looks like. See, that is such a pretty blue. And then dry brushing. And there's a lot of things you can use the dry brushing. That's putting it on its side. And you can get a very fine line with these two. Even though you think, oh, they're big, I couldn't get a fine line. You can get a very fine line by holding it straight up. So there are, and you can just use the tip of it too if you needed to. And yes, I have to tell you, I do like cold press paper a lot more than, I just like the way the colors work on it. But for the watercolor pencils, it works really well. Okay, this is a fluorescent pink. I'm just trying to show you where, when you dry brush, how it can help. It keeps a little of the white in there. And then you can put some other color here and there. And then if you have too much, you can always go back and pull it. Oh, that's quite pretty there. I sort of like the way that and that's blending it all together. Yeah, this just flows so much easier to me. It's just okay. It's just a wet paper towel. Boy, it still takes it up. Okay, this is pretty cool right there. Now we're going to try wet on wet. That is one thing I have not done, and I want to show you. Now, I don't have any clean water, so I'm going to use some of this, and I'm going to wet it down. And there is a difference between truly wet or just having the surface of your paper wet. If the fibers of the paper actually get the water in there, you're going to have a totally different effect than if you just have water standing on top of it. And so I'm going back and forth, and you can still tell the paper is wet. You can see the difference. And I'm going to go in and I'm going to get some my colors are not wet anymore, so I'm having to wet them. Okay. I'm going to load my brush up. Zion, don't go over there. Zion, no. No. He's trying to get behind my garbage can. I've never used this paper either. But this paper is getting... You see how I'm able to pull the paint off still? That is the difference of using wet on dry and wet on wet. You see the graininess there? I don't know where that's coming from. I don't know. I've never used this paper before, so I don't know. I don't know why. Because I'm not getting it down here. Huh. Yeah, I don't know why that is doing that up there. I don't know. I'm still using the square one. I know I'm not talking much. I want to say with the square brush will too, because I normally don't use a square brush, and I'm beginning to think that I would like a square brush and use it more. I do not know what happened there, but I do not like that. But I'm not going to worry about it because we're supposed to be playing. I'm not drawing pictures, but of course, yes, I had to play to see what this would do. Okay. The only other brush that I have, that's one of those. This is a dagger brush, but this is one of those brown ones, and I'm going to say these have got to be coming from Temu because they're just not working nearly as well as the black handled ones. Not to say that everything from Temu is bad. That's not what I'm trying to say. At all. Boy, there's an owl. I keep hearing an owl hooting. Okay. I don't know if you can hear it or not. Hope you can, because it's actually really cool. Okay, I am going to take, I'm going to get some water. And I'm going to see if I can't Yeah, these just do not function as well as the black-handled ones. And I will find out and let you know what is what, because I'm tempted to know too. This is not, I got this from Temu. I know I did. But if I'm not mistaken, this one does really good. lines for grass. And yes, it does. And that pretty much needs to be white, but and you can use white gouache paint. What is this? I don't know what this is. We're going to try and see what this is. This is not doing anything, so I don't know what that is. I picked it up last time too, thinking it was my white gel pen. And it is still wet. But I am still using this. This paper is not holding up really well either. It's the first time I've used this paper too, so let's try this real quick. I don't like that at all. And it may be the paper, or it may be me, y'all. It might be me. I almost wet that again, and I don't want to wet that. Okay. I want to be able to get white up here. I'm trying not to stick my head. I noticed in my last video, part of it you saw nothing but the top of my head, and I'm sorry about that. But I have got this light, and it's shining right smack in my eyeball. And sometimes it's just impossible to see. Yeah, the paper is just coming off again. Right there. The paper is just coming off. Right there. Oh well. It's the first time I've ever used this paper. Oh, this looks like a good one. Have I ever used this one? This is a Brea Reese. This is a Brea Reese brush, y'all. Let's try it. Let's go with more brown. Let's get some yellow ochre. And more water. Let's see what this does. Okay. Okay, it does not hold much water. I remember this now, and this brush does not hold much water, which is not what you want when you're doing watercolor. You want a brush to hold a lot of water. It looks really nice though. Speaking of holding water, let's try one of these. I just really like these brushes. I know that's crazy, huh? Because it's just as simple. But I like the fact that you've got water when you need it. So I really wish I could do something. With these clouds. But I don't like the texture. There's a I don't know. It's just it's a strange texture on this paper, and I don't really like it. And I don't really know how to explain what I'm talking about. Way too much water. Oh, I like that. Oh, put way too much water. But I wanted the pink, and that worked. I like that better than that. So maybe the answer for me is to use more water. Maybe that's what I need to be doing. I think that is the answer. Okay, see, that's looking better. I still don't like the texture. But if you're doing watercolors for the first time and you've never tried those, try them. I sort of really like the water pens. I do have ones that I prefer. Okay, this is the Filbert. That's the only one of that I have, and I bought that for a specific reason. And now, see, I don't remember. I don't remember, y'all. Oh, maybe it was the rock formations, because this is more, yeah, that's exactly what it was. I'm trying to get some of the water to blend it. I think it's this paper, though. This is a good one to have, too. And let's just see. It basically, yeah, it's really not going to do good with a lot of water. This is one that you want to maybe use on the mountain thing, which is on this side, isn't it? No, where's the mountain? Oh, yeah. let's get this one real quick, and let's see if it's going to do what I think it's going to do. I have no water on this at all. Let me try to get a little bit. Okay, I got water on here now. Yeah, you see the how it makes sort of a jagged. It's really good for that. I knew I got it for something. And it's really good for dry brushing when your brush is which is already, but yeah, that works really well with that. That's a filbert is what this is called. Not that you can't get that with any other brush if you try hard enough, but now this is the smallest of that. Let's see one more time. Let's see if we can get some leaves. Now that's not formed real good, but we'll try it. Water, enough water. That, okay. Water. So let's see. Okay. It works wonderful that way. Okay, down and up. I still need to practice on this. Okay. So on the side, I'm pushing down and then I'm pulling up. Okay. So on the side, pushing down and pulling up. That's what you do. Down on the side, pushing down all the way, pulling up. Not all the way. Okay, this is the brush to really try to figure out and learn, I think, because yeah, this one I'm going to play around with more. Which I know that if I put dark, but you need more water, Sam. I think that's my problem. I think I don't put enough water on my brush. I don't know. Let's see, plenty of water. Let's just try a bunch of water. Yeah, I'm playing. Plenty of water. I keep telling myself plenty of water so I can remember every time I do that. So it's plenty of water. That's just more water than I normally. See, I didn't put any water. That's the difference, y'all. Water. That's where you get the free flow. And clean your brush out every time when you pull the color out. And it does make all the difference. That's actually quite pretty. Not that it's proportioned right, or that's not what I'm talking about. I'm just talking about the fact that the color and the amount of water you have is so very important. And I am still using this little dagger sword brush, which I love the smaller one. water again. Make sure your brush has plenty of water and you use plenty of water. See, I learned something by doing this. I was putting way too little water. Way too little water. I think that's very, very pretty, actually. I mean, if you know, and that's just me playing. So, we got through a lot of the brushes. I'm not going to go through because they're all about the same. Well, this one's different. Let me go through. This is a Neptune Princeton brush. And I know a lot of people use Princeton brushes. So let's see what the big thing about Princeton brushes are. Once again, lots and lots of water. Water, water, and more water. You're going to hear me say that a lot now. Water, water, and more water. Okay, we're still on green. Let's see. Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm fixating on leaves because I want to know an easy way of making a leaf. Now, this got way too much water. But I can do it this way, and I can get some of the water out of there. Okay. Down and up. Push all the way down and then up. And get. Okay. Well, there may be something to this brush. This is a little more expensive brush. So let's down and up. That's a weird looking leaf. Okay. You can still fix it. That was not the best way to do that. So I think again, more water. That's exactly what it is. Okay. Let me see if I can make a leaf right there on top. Down and okay, this brush is pretty cool too. That's the Princeton. Neptune Princeton. This is a number 6. And I think the rest of them are all pretty much the same. Only bigger. That is bigger. These are all small. Let's see. This is the Fumui in the black. Yeah, I have a set of Fumui in the black and the brown. Oh, this is Lonely Finger. Oh, okay. I like Lonely Finger. These are the big ones. I did not realize that. Okay. And this is just a liner brush. Let's see. Okay, it doesn't hold. Oh wow. It doesn't hold much water, I mean much paint, but you do get a fine line. I hope you can see this because I'm getting a really, really fine line. That was a big drop that came down. Oh yeah, that's really fine line. Very, very, very fine line. So that would work. It just does not hold much color. So you'd have to be putting more color on it. Let's try this. This is a Cotman. Okay, this came with the Winsor Newton. There is a fine hair right there. That's driving me nuts. But yeah, you do get a fine line with this too. And you could do You could do leaves with this one too. So this is the Cotman that came with the Winsor & Newton. And I think all the rest of them are just normal brushes. And we're going to put them all up. Wow, we went through almost all the brushes. And then again, this right here. And I want to show you this. And since we're on green, we'll just stay with green. That's about as fine a line as you can get with this. Let's see what kind of leaf you can get. There's a lot of water, but you can get leaves. Oh, that's pretty cool right there. Can y'all see that? I'm just dropping. We're fixing to end this video. I'm at 2.5 hours and all we've done was play, but that's okay. I want to show you this because this is such an inexpensive but all I'm doing is touching and I wish you could see the way that the watercolor is actually filling up that bubble of water without moving the water. Okay, can y'all see that? I don't know what's going to happen, but we're going to okay. Now can I pick it? No. Okay. I can't pick paint up with that one. Same paint, y'all. Wow, this is wild. And it's going and going and going. Oh, like the Energized Bunny. Okay, I have some of this. And do we have any water left in the pen? No. Yeah, I'm seeing if, oh, and it is. It's splitting right where. I see it's wild how the water follows. Not so much down here, but definitely up through here. Okay, now let's see if with water I can remove. And you most definitely can. If you've never used one of these water pencils before, water brushes, try them. Just so you can rule it out of not liking them. But and I would have never thought that I would have liked them. But I'm finding out for different things, y'all. I think they all come into play for different stuff. I really like my leaves here. I really do. And I really like that. I really do. Now this needs work but I really do like the colors and the blending, more water, and I do really like that. And I think I could get the clouds to where I would really like them. Of course, the water, I always love the water. And the sand dunes and I don't ever fight with that either. But I'm really trying to learn how to do foliage and floral and flowers, and this is my first step. And I have learned I'm not using enough water. I am trying to get too dark of a surface down first, and it should go light with just dark accents. And so I learned something, and maybe you did too. I really do like this set right here. And I really, really do like the Hippie Crafter set right here. And if I had to do it all over again, I would never have bought this set right here. And I'm just being honest. It's not that the paints are bad, but for the price you can get better. You can get just as good paints. I'm not going to say better, but just as good paints. And these are my favorite brushes. Let's see what they are. They're all round. They're all round. Now, I did have a flat brush. What happened to my flat brush? Did I put it back in here? Yes, I did. These two flat brushes. And I do like the Filbert too. And I do like this one too. So I have, oh, and I do like these. Yeah, see? So I'm going to put those in there for right now. I'm going to keep these over here. And I am going to make sure that I've got this formed really well. So the point is on there, so it can dry that way. So we really didn't paint anything that was worthy of framing or anything like that. But what we did do is we learned that I need to mark my alcohol too, so where I don't spray alcohol thinking it's water. But we did learn that using enough water was important. And it most definitely has an impact on how your brushes work for you and how your paint works for you. Now, there are times when you don't want a lot of water. But for the majority of the time, unless you're doing the final steps, I would suggest to make sure you have plenty of water in there. I'm getting closer to, I like the way those leaves look. And so that's just me playing. I do really like the way that looks. Not this, but I do like the little flowering buds. And of course, I could have worked with that, but I don't like the graininess on it. And this is watercolor paper, but I've never used it before. This is the hot press. Now, of course, you can't tell anything about it, but now the watercolor pencils work really well with the hot press. And you can't make heads or tails out of anything on this page because I used it over and over again. That is watercolor paint. I think that I'm going to try hot press again in a little different way next time, but I'm not going to discard it like I did before. I wanted to show you, I got these waxed. I always wax these, and these are a little bit darker. Once you wax them, they do turn a little bit darker. And I actually really like them. I like them all now. Since they're finished, I actually like them all. Of course, Ashley's two favorite were my two favorite. Her number one was this, which I knew it would be. Her second was this, and then the bees. But she liked them all, which I do now also. They smell like oranges, y'all, because of the wax. And I thought maybe I would try to get the picture to go in here, but I didn't. So it's okay. We played tonight, and that's all we did. We played, we learned what would work and what doesn't work. We played with all three of the watercolor sets, and you make your own decision on which ones you think are better. I can't find any fault in this, except for the fact that it does not stay wet as long as the other two. But the difference I have noticed also with the watercolor, the water pen, is it doesn't matter if you pre-wet these, because it activates so fast with that thing. I don't see a purpose of re-wetting these. So the fact these don't stay as wet as long is not an issue if you're using this. So I'm going to be buying a bunch of different ones of these. And we're going to see what that does. If you have just started using watercolors, I hope you're having fun with it. I hope you're not stressing out. And what we did today is necessary. It is a necessary play for everybody, including me, because I am still learning. And hopefully I will always still be learning. But I am still learning, and the way that I do learn is by play and by experimenting and by seeing what works and what doesn't work. And when I do a video like this, it's not for you to say, oh, wow. Because there was not a wow factor in this video, except for the fact that there was a wow factor for me, because I realized for me personally, I wasn't using enough water. So there was a wow factor for me. And if that can help you along your journey to make sure you're using enough water, or for you to play around and see the different effects on when you use less water and you use more water and what you prefer, then this video was successful. I'm just trying to show you my journey of exploration into watercolors, and I'm bringing you along in hopes that maybe you will learn a little bit along the way too. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I'm going to ask you to hit the thumbs up like button and to subscribe if you haven't. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. And the next video, of course, will be Thrifting Thursday. As most of you know, that I always go to the thrift store, normally Salvation Army, on Thursdays, and then I come back and I do a video showing you what I found. We may be doing something else alongside that. I may take one of my thrift items and do something to it the very same day. It depends on how big the thrift haul is and how long it takes. But that's one thing about my videos and in my channel. You will really never know what you're going to find until you get into the video. And that's just me. That's my personality. And I hope you all enjoy watching the videos. I'm going to say thank you again. I hope you have a fantastic evening, and I will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.